The good news about this is that there is not a lot of competition. There's just not a lot of agencies. OnlyFans is popular nowadays. People are just, well, there's just high demand. You know what I mean. It is true that you can find some people over on Fiverr.com just offering services, for example, to manage OnlyFans, to just deal with it like social media management, but that's not the case. It's not like your usual social media. And it's not like you're doing like managing Twitter page or an Instagram page, but it is going to be a little bit harder in order to get your first clients. So what I do recommend firstly is that you go and build your brand. I mean, I'm just going to skip over this, like making your own name, making your own logo, a website or a landing page or whatever you think that is going to be good for you. Instead, you're going to drop right away to some social media content that you got to make, all right? So you got to make the content that is going to be relevant to the models, all right? So you got to really drop it down on YouTube Shorts, TikToks, and Instagram Reels. So the majority of this is going to be like short form content. You just want to go big on it. Whether you just want to create like content yourself or you want to hire someone else to do that for you, it's up to you. Now, don't worry, your account, your content will get to the eyes that you need. But firstly, my recommendation is that you go with someone that you already kind of know. You know, you don't have to know those girls in person. Maybe you went to the same university. Maybe you just went to the same high school before, so an acquaintance of yours or a friend of a friend. Now, this will just like it'll be a great help to you. First reason for this, well, you just know each other somehow and you can trust each other, And then, of course, as you are a beginner, you don't know what you're doing at the start, or maybe you just have an idea what you should be doing. And it's just going to be easier for you to start working with someone that you already know. And then, as I've told you, you got to focus on just creating the content, all right? It's going to be revolving around modeling agencies, about OnlyFans, about agency in general, about just pushing that content to the relevant models online. They're looking for it because there's a lot of girls out there that don't know what to do, They don't know about the content. They don't know about like the regime, the schedules, the marketing, especially about marketing. So this is what you have to make your content about. Maybe you should just focus on marketing first because, well, the first thing that I get a lot of questions is how do I get more subscribers? That's like the first problem that each one of these models have. How do I get more subscribers? Or why do I don't get more subscribers? So what do you want to do? Actually, you just have to go and drive the traffic from your social media content, whatever you want to use of these. You can use everything. Just make sure that if you use YouTube, you should make like one longer form content per week in order to just get some love from the algorithm. But then, as I've told you, you gotta go and you have to drive that traffic to your website or landing page or some source of maybe some sort of community, For example, I use Discord servers and I just like to get all of those people inside of these groups and Discord where you can just talk to a lot of people at once. You can just make these separate groups and you can talk to separate groups with one message, Discord is really good. So if you make a Discord channel, well, everyone is used to Discord by now, and it's a good community gathering, where you can just track everything, It's a good tool to have. Once you do have a lot of traffic and once you get someone interested, well, it's time to make a Zoom call. You know what it is, what's it been used for. It's easy to do, but the work inside of it itself, talking, well, it's not that easy. First of all, prepare yourself to a lot of no's, all right? A lot of people are going to say no to you. But when you do that, your first client, your first on-call, whatever, interview, you should go over and ask a lot of questions because you can't, for example, a person is going to come to you and they're going to tell you, oh, I want to get more subscribers, or my content is not so good, or my marketing strategy is not so good. Well, you can't just go and give them the therapy right away. For example, you can't go and say, oh, this is your problem. You got to ask the person, why do you think that this is not working? Why do you think that your marketing strategies are not working? Why do you think you're not getting more subscribers? Why do you think you are not able to generate more content, And that is how you extract the answers from the person. Now, there's a beautiful analogy with this because if you go to a doctor's office, right? You don't just sit there and then just like doctor looks at you and he or she tells, oh, this is your problem. Here's a prescription for that. It's not happening right right? You sit there and then doctor is just like asking you, okay, where do you feel the pain? What's your issue? You say, okay, I have a headache, and it's like in the back of my head, something, and then he just narrows the problem down. So he is extracting the information from you so he can narrow down the diagnosis. That is the same thing that you are going to do. So be smart about it. Just ask a lot of questions. Go easy on it, and if you happen to have a closed deal, it's time for onboarding process. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen that all of these agencies make. They do have a call, they do have a client, they close everything up, but then it's just waiting. You don't know what's happening, she doesn't know what's happening, nobody is doing anything, and nothing is moving forward. Onboarding process has to be like all made up from you. You just have to go and schedule. What are you going to do in the next week, in the next couple of weeks, in the next month, in the next couple of months? You already talked about the problem. You've gone and just like diagnosed the problem, or maybe there's no problems. She just wants to like free up her own time. And then you have to make a schedule, and of course you have to show it to the client. These first impressions are really important, all right? Maybe the most important part. Now, what I always recommend as well is that you have something like Pipedrive, or you can just take a Google Sheet if you don't want to pay for it. But this is like a good CRM tool because you have to have everything written down. And this is a good one because, for example, you contact someone, you like schedule a call next week and the person doesn't show up. You have to note it down. Maybe she forgot. Maybe there was like some family issue. Maybe, I don't know, a lightning strike her home, Maybe she was excited to go on a meeting with you, but she just couldn't make it. So it is up to you to know which one of these people didn't respond, which one of these people responded, and which one of these are like warmer leads than the other ones, So this is a good tool to have. Pipedrive, you can try it out for free, but I think that you have to pay for it like $12. Oh no, it's like $10, so it got cheaper. So $10 is all that you need for this calendar, lead tracking, deal tracking, pipeline management. You don't need all of these other ones until you get like really, really like profitable from your business. So $10 per month, it's nothing for what Pipedrive can offer. Don't get me wrong, I'm not affiliating for them. I don't care if you're going to take this or the other one. I'm just using this one. It's good for me. Now, once you get more experience with this, you can start making promises beforehand because you will know what works, what not. And then you can provide value first. And of course, the thing that people do like the most is that if you can promise them the result, for example, all right, you're going to get 1K subscribers in the next month. I can promise you that. If it doesn't happen, you don't have to pay to me, all right? People love that. People just love that. If they don't have to pay until they see the results, it's gonna work like magic. But of course, you can make these promises once you get some more experience, once you see how the platform works, how your marketing strategies work, what do you have in mind, how do you schedule the content and all of that. And of course, it's gonna be in particular different to each one of these people, but you will have some general overview once you just get into the business and start exploring on what works on OnlyFans, what kind of social media you should use in order to combine with this one, because you've seen it, they are just driving the traffic from Instagram as well, from YouTube Shorts, and from TikTok. They're moving all of that traffic to OnlyFans, so that's what you're gonna do as well. So you have to stay on trends. Now, you will need some help. I recommend hiring a chatter. That's what I call them. So you just need a person or a virtual assistant or whatever you want, or you will need a separate person for each one of these profiles that you run. Some of these girls, they like to talk on their own, but there will come a point in a time where there will be too much DMs, too much, communication. And that's why you have to think about something like that. This is a great time and reason to use Fiverr, because there's a lot of people out there who will do it like for pennies, and they will chat, respond, be cold DMers, or just respond to OnlyFans profiles. And yeah, Fiverr is a good place to find some freelancers. And of course, just go and do what other people are doing. Maybe go and find a different course for it. I don't have it. I'm not making a course and I'm selling it, but there's people out there who do. Also, use your Google, your best friend. If you have like any kind of experience with social media management before, it's gonna be handy and it's gonna be good for you. It's not hard, but you have to sit down and you have to dedicate yourself just like any other business. So, wish you good luck and I'll catch you next time.